But does she really like you? Hey, it's Monday again! My story topic this week is, does she really like you? Well, does she? How much does she? The rules of the microcosm of the club make it hard to figure this out. The club is a beautiful fantasy land where all women like you. So how can you tell if that would transfer to a park, a grocery store, or a fender bender? Many of you know you can't tell by asking. So how do you figure it out? This leaves many men deeply confused. One such fella was of the muscle-bound and heavily tattooed type. He knew he was attractive and he immediately asked for my real name. He didn't tip at stage, and when I asked him about a dance, he flexed his bicep and said I should pay him for a dance. I laughed along and kept trying to sell him a dance. At the end of the night, he asked for my number. When I told him I'd get in trouble for giving it out, he said, "But you like me, I know you do." I told him he was great, but I couldn't give out my number. On his way out, he kept telling his friends, "Did you see that stripper? She was so into me. She wanted me so bad." I would have rather killed that guy than kissed him. Another guy came in all the time when I was new to dancing. He was a heavyset fella who always came in his restaurant clothes straight from work. He usually bought a dance or two for me, he always tipped the bartender well, and he made us both laugh. He never asked for my real name, or even hit on me. But he treated me and the other dancers so well that one of my friends eventually gave him hers and they hung out. Eventually we did too, and I went to his sister's quinceañera. Him I would have gone out with in an instant, but the thought never seemed to occur to him. There was another customer very early on in my dancing career who stood up to a bully customer when I wasn't ready to. She always tipped me on stage even though she seemed very uncomfortable in any part of the club other than the bar. And once offered me quadruple price for a single dance because I refused to dance for her. She and I talked about everything in the world at the bar, but I never did dance for her. She was shocked when I gave her my number through a bartender. She had no idea that I'd adored her since 15 minutes into meeting her. I acted like everyone was great, unless there was a customer that I really hated, and she couldn't tell that she stood out, although she definitely did. In fact, I wouldn't dance for her because I had too big a crush on her. A former customer asked me a couple days ago if a dancer that he'd met recently really liked him. If you have a typical strip club experience where you buy dances and there's no follow-up contact outside the club, it's impossible to know. She may hate your breathing guts. She may like you and that's all, stripper friend zone. Although that's more of a connection than 500 men this week got. The two main ways to make sure she really liked you are these. Does she initiate the idea of outside contact on her own? And does she ask you for money or expect you to pay for everything when she does? If your first answer is yes and your second answer is no, then she definitely likes you. Telling if her attraction to you is as a friend or more is just like it is with any other woman. If she tries to make out, it's probably more. If that was helpful or entertaining, please click like and subscribe. For more stories and strip club insight, click on my videos on screen. And if you'd like to support my channel, my Patreon link is in the video description.